I have no doubt he'll be in the top 16 at some stage. Anyway, that long red that he's missed has given Ursenbacher a chance. He himself, very good player, beat Ronnie O'Sullivan a couple of years ago in the Welsh. Fantastic match that. I watched it. Deserved every bit of it.
Yeah, he's a very talented player. He blows a little hot and cold. He actually dropped off the tour last season, but got back on immediately through the Q School. This season, he's been in the quarterfinals of the Northern Ireland Open. But a real danger man, and of course he's had a match under his belt. He beat Chen Fei Long of China 6-1, so he's already played in. Wilson coming in cold.
Yeah, and I think that makes a massive difference, you know, because it does take a while to get used to tournament play again, the table, everything else, no crowd. That in itself takes some getting used to. And as you say, he's got a match under his belt, so we'll stand him in good stead. .24-year-old Alexander. Still plenty of time. And done so well to say that. They haven't got the infrastructure
16.
in Switzerland, sorry.
17.
That we have here. And he's pretty quick, you know. Ursenbacher doesn't hang about
24.
at all.
.25.
Nudging more reds open with that shot, stunning into the reds. He could have dropped it in, but decided to open a few more reds. Nice attacking shot, that. Now that wasn't bad either, because it wasn't really close to the black for it to be a gimme.
32.
First little test, that. Be nice to start off with a maximum, wouldn't it?
You don't want much, do you?
It was never going to be one though.
33.
Going up for the blue.
I think in the qualifiers, as in any match, you just want to settle down early. And okay, he's played a match before, but not on the main table with the camera, so it's a slightly different environment. But I get the feeling he's very confident actually in that environment.
Yeah, I do as well, especially beating Ronnie O'Sullivan on TV. It says to me that he likes the limelight. He enjoys the TV cameras being there.
Well, in Northern Ireland, where he got to the quarters, he beat Stuart Bingham and Mark Allen in successive rounds.
.39.
Chose to play for the pink this time round. Could have played the stun run through for the black. But the pink gets him to the next red easier.
Give me a minute, please, Anson.
Now he's got to try and find a way of opening those reds up. I think they're all covering one another, unless there's a plant there somewhere. So I'm going to try and leave an angle on a colour to go into them.
First of all, the referee, Ben Williams, has got to get the pink into position. Remember, there's 8 tables. The match on the Eurosport Player is Scott Donaldson against Welsh teenager Jackson Page. Donaldson made his debut at the Crucible last year, lost to Karen Wilson.
45. Thank you.
Well, he's going to have to finish low on the black if he's going to go into the pack.
46.
That's what he's tried to do, and he might just have got there. Having a look at this possible plant to the right corner. He could play for the red on the black cushion, but that's tough. There it is, look. It looks pretty close to me, and that, I think he could make that comfortably enough. That's how he feels, really. Chance to play for this difficult red. Sign of confidence. He could have been playing for the plant.
53.
Excellent shot.
54.
And now got the angle to go into them. With a really good chance this if it works out. Oh, he didn't catch them full enough. And that's always the danger, isn't it? You open the pack of reds up,
61.
you don't finish on one, and your opponent cleans up. So I've got to be careful here. One of the most difficult shots to play. Look at that, right in the middle.
62.
He did play it with some safety in mind, just in case he missed it. Deliberately played the cue ball to there. But this black. Would help things tremendously. Needs one more red, and he's on one.
Well, all Wilson has done is take on that long red, and Ursenbacher,
69.
I think these first frames are important. He's showing him how confident he's feeling. He's played such a good frame, just needs this red. Should be 1-0. To him. Terrific start this.
Oh, isn't it just?
You wouldn't know it was the World Championship, the way he's come out. All guns blazing. Wilson, as I say, had one shot.
Yeah, a little different from the last time they played 3 years ago. Gary Wilson beat him 4-1
77.
and 4-0 previously.
'78.
But that was 3 years ago. Wonderful stuff.
Well, a chance to start with a century, that would really underline just how good he's feeling.
85.
He's a very dangerous player. I've actually tipped him to qualify, which might be the one reason he doesn't. But if he carries on playing like this, he's going to be a handful.
'92.
Good news for Alan Taylor, though, is his high break can't be beaten. Of course, he made a 1.45. Even so, this is just terrific. He's played the break so well, and he needs this black to start the match with a century. Brilliant stuff. So Wilson, if he was wondering how his opponent was going to play, this was his attempt at the long red. And it's cost him the frame.
101.
Yes, and the way he played that shot, David, he could only leave the red he was playing, and that's what he did. But sometimes it can work to your advantage. He knows that he's got a match on. He knows he's got to play well. Gary Wilson we're talking about. He knows he's got to up his game.
114.
And I'm sure he will do.
116.
Well, Wilson is a heavy scorer himself, and Hopefully this will set the pattern for the match between the two of them.
119.
He can, in fact, beat his highest break as a professional, which is currently 140. Made that in the Q School, 2013.
123.
So, however you look at it, it's a great start for the Swiss professional.
128.
What an asset he would be if he were to get in the top 16. Very watchable player, very talented player. Look at that, not even 10 minutes this frame. And already it's going to be 1-0 with a total clearance. Well, you can't start better than that.
On the frame, Alexander
First
Ursenbacher.
chance he got in, he stayed in. His highest break as a professional in the first frame, a 141 total clearance. Brilliant from Alexander Ursenbacher, off and running here in the penultimate qualifying round of the World Championship. He leads Gary Wilson 1-0. Welcome back. What a start from Switzerland's Alexander Ursenbacher there. 141, his highest break as a pro to take the opening frame here against Gary Wilson. This is the third of four qualifying rounds for the Crucible.
Gary Wilson to break.
I can tell you Elliot Slesser's also had a century first frame against Ben Wollaston. Already promising to be Super Saturday here in Sheffield. Tonight we've got Ali Carter on his birthday in action against Louis Heathcote, and also Jimmy White, of course, back in action against Robert Milkins. Yeah, a few birthdays today. We've got Alain Robert, who is 60 today. And also our colleague Phil Yates. So it's quite a trio of birthdays.
Yeah, a little fortunate there not to have left a red on after that attempted long red.
Yeah, because of course first frame Wilson missed a long red, didn't get another shot. It could have happened the other way around had he left him in.
Well, he had an attempt at the pot, he was on the black. Had it gone in?
Yes, Gary Wilson has become a very heavy scorer. He's had 41 centuries this season, he had 22 last season, so it just shows how he's pressed on from that run to the semis at the Crucible, taking all that confidence on board. Ooh, well that's a mistake.
Yes, and I think he may be able to see that red closest to the right corner. So a chance for Gary Wilson.
Yeah, all those centuries, he made 4 in a row in the UK Championship against Chris Wakeland.
Incredible.
One.
I mean, that's a very rare feat.
Well, that's his first ball of this year's World Championship. Won't be his last, but he'd like a nice little break here to get the feel of things. Yeah, the kid's not too bad. Now maybe try and get
6.
that black back on its spot. He could play for the blue.
Seven. $14. 15.
Yeah, just overhit it slightly. Still getting the feel of the table. Such an attacking player, Gary Wilson, that he may well have gone into the pack, and he still might, but he's still trying to find his way a little.
Yeah, as Joe says, knocking on the door.
20.
The top 16 and a good run in the World Championship may well get him in. He's 19 at the moment. But it's harder than ever, isn't it, to get in the top 16?
So many great players.
He would certainly
21.
be a player, if you're in the top 16, you wouldn't want to draw first round if he qualifies.
$26.
Just looking to see if the pink will go to that left corner. You could play for the pink and give the reds a little nudge with the correct angle. If not, then up for the blue and maybe open a few more reds up. Joe's the pink.
27.
And that looks just about right to nudge a few open. He could stun across for the loose red. But it looks an ideal opportunity just to open a few up. Well, it could have been kinder. And the harder you play that with topspin,
33.
the further it swings the white ball away from the reds. And that's exactly what happened there. Needs a good recovery. Good shot.
34.
Well, he has the angle to go into them there. Or he could play for the loose one. This is all about how you're feeling. Will you get another angle as good as that? There's a red that will go just below the pink as well, I think. Well, didn't really go into them with a lot of power there, did he?
41.
Still, it's a decent break. He'd like to have carried on, and maybe if this red goes in the middle, he will do. It's the near angle.
Gary Wilson,
He
41.
knew he wasn't leaving anything except the red he was playing on.
Well, the good news, if you like attacking snooker, is that these two are determined to play that game today. We've seen, understandably here at the qualifiers, players go into their shells a little bit, but I think at this stage, round 3, more likely to see players going for their shots, because the crucible is starting to get closer and closer. And Ursenbacher laid the marker down in frame 1 with that 1-4-1 break.
Yeah, dead right, David. This is the World Championship. You can't win this World Championship or even qualify being negative, because your opponent could be right up for the game. You've got to be positive, even if it costs you frames early. A little bit of trouble here though for Gary Wilson. He could try and roll into the reds full length of the table, but if he plays the safety back down the table, there's danger with that red nearest the left corner, and that's what he's aware of. Just not close enough to swerve and attempt the pot. Well, this would have been my favoured shot. Just try and get out of trouble that shot.
Touching ball.
Well, that's unfortunate for Gary Wilson. Choices of playing the cue ball into the jaws of the green pocket, covering that red with the blue, or trying to get in behind the yellow and brown. That's what he's done. And as long as he's covered that red, he's got Wilson under pressure. He may well and try and get that cue ball back to where it is now, but it's risky. Has he covered it? It's a good attempt. Well, the red may have covered the red nearest the left corner. It's tight. No, he can pot it. Good pot.
1.
And the black, has it just come out?
Well, we talk about fractions. Let's see. He's behind it. It's tight, isn't it?
We nearly got a camera view of it there. Maybe we'll get one now. And it's still tight.
Black ball.
Yeah, you're talking millimetres there, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between maybe winning the frame there
8.
and having to play the safety. Another chance for Ursenbacher.
9.
A 40-point lead is pretty good in the Games League. This isn't the Games League. It means nothing.
16. 17. 22. 23.
Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball there to stay on the black. Without the side, he wouldn't have been on anything. A little high.
Alexander Ursenbacher.
A let off. Gary Wilson.
So Wilson 18 in front as he comes back to the table. There's a latest score, Scott Donaldson. This is on the Eurosport player. He leads Jackson Page 1-0.
One.
I thought he may have tried to go into those two reds by the pink there. But he's still on this red to the right corner. In fact, if the one below the pink goes, then that's a real bonus.
9.
And to hit it slightly. Try to get the cannon to the red by the pink.
15.
So not safe yet. Well, that was a risky shot to play. He's got away with it, I think. Not sure if the red next to the pink will go. And it looks like it will.
Well, that is a chance missed for Ursenbacher. So Wilson needs 2 of the 3 reds.
One.
Never really settle till you win a frame, and especially in the World Championship. Not sure if that red is holding the spot there when he pots the black. If it is holding the spot, it's happy days. Just needs the red. So he wants that black to go on the pink spot. Oh, that's a disaster.
8.
Still only needs the red, and the double's not on.
Gary Wilson.
So still
8.
not there. 42 the lead, 43 on.
See, even professional players are not convinced about whether a ball will spot or not. He didn't think that black would spot, and it did. And it stopped him winning the frame at that visit. I'm just going to be careful here not to hit the black. And he'll settle for that. Good safety. .42 behind, so if he misses it, he's going to need a snooker. Gary Wilson quite happy to leave that red next to the black. Ursenbacher needs that red. Better chance to free the black now. Got very close to that middle pocket, but what a good safety. And everything's there now.
Yeah, this is a frame Wilson's had several chances to win, but he's still in the balance now that the black's in play.
He would need 2 reds, 2 blacks and all the colours to win, Ursenbacher. Oh, he couldn't have caught that any better. What a good shot. And tap on the table from his sporting opponent there. Had he missed that red, it would have been a whole lot different. Wouldn't have needed just 2 blacks then. Chance here to try and get that cue ball in behind the yellow and brown, and maybe even take the pot on. Great shot.
1.
Absolutely great shot, and he'll feel a lot better after that pot. Looks like 1 each.
Gary Wilson, 1.
2 snookers needed to tie, but he's in one immediately. Oh, this looks good. This looks very good. Brilliant.
Oh, what a great shot. And got it safe. Two snookers to tie, 3 to win.
Yes, I mean, he's trying to win the frame with snookers, but also he's just making Wilson win the frame. He's not handing it to him. There's the latest score on table 2. Scott Donaldson 2-0 up against Jackson Page. And in goes the red. So Wilson, after all that, has the frame on the board. It was, I guess, a bittier frame certainly than the first one, where Ursenbacher made 1-4-1, but it means that Wilson got himself on the scoreboard. And this is shaping up, I think, to be a really good match. Both players attacking. Both players bang up for it, as they should be in the World Championship. The winner plays Daniel Wells or Andrew Higginson in the last round of qualifying. Wells has won the first frame there. He's trying to make the Crucible for the first time in his career, and Higginson is fighting to stay on the tour.
$13. $17. $22.
Ursenbacher did have a couple of chances from behind, but just couldn't take them. So a very interesting start to proceedings here, and Gary Wilson has levelled up, winning frame 2. First to 6, remember, to reach the final round of qualifying for this Betfred World Snooker Championship. And here at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield, Gary Wilson and Alexander Ursenbacher are level at 1 frame each. So it's 1 each, and
third frame.
Battle's been joined. Wilson winning the second frame. In the first frame, of course, Ursenbacher broke off. Wilson took a long red on. That was his only shot. Ursenbacher stepped in with a 1-4-1.
Well, this time he covers that long red, but it's dangerous bringing that red out like that, and there's no way to stop it. Sometimes it goes there and sometimes it doesn't. You've just got to hope you get a good cue ball and cover it. Well, that's pretty good. He could try and land up to the red behind the black, but he knows if he catches it half ball, he could leave the red on. So he's got that in his mind. I think that's what he's playing.
Foul and miss. Alexander Ursenbacher 4.
No. Will he be tempted, Ursenbacher?
He's tempted, it's whether he gives in to temptation.
It's an awkward little shot, this, because it's a little cutback. Difficult to hold for the black, and if he plays it hard enough to go for the blue, the red's more difficult to go in the pocket, so back it goes. And he can have as many attempts as he wants, as long as he hits a red, because he can't see one full. Keep going back till he hits one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just a touch more side, and this time he's going to hit it, and hit it well. Good shot. Little tap on the table there from Alexander. It's nice when the players appreciate each other's shots. Good sportsmanship. Well, that really was the paint. Tempted again by this red. Yeah, the right side cushion. Well, he never really got hold of that cue ball when he took that red on, because he certainly didn't intend to land there where the cue balls landed. Oh dear. That's the worst case scenario. Caught the red much too thick. Shouldn't have been anywhere near the middle pocket. Now, what can he do?
One. Six. Seven.
Pink would go on the green spot if it doesn't spot.
$13. 14.
Well, he left it straight on the blue last time. He might just have a little angle this time. Yeah, just a slight one.
$19.
Yeah, he would have liked to have been straight. May have to play for the blue again now. You can avoid the middle pocket just.
20.
That's a better angle. Red at the back of the pack available.
$25. $26.
He wasn't sure. Used all the pocket there.
$33. 34.
Oh, good attacking shot that. He didn't really get enough screw on the cue ball to bring it through the
41.
reds. Does this red pass the black? If not, he's not on anything. He needed a little bit more screw on the cue ball. That second kiss didn't do him any favours. He must go. Just. Good recovery.
42.
Yeah, and now a good chance to take the lead again. It's already 46 in front, 52 with this pink.
Yeah, if you look at those 6 reds there just above the black, I can't see one that goes.
Meanwhile, Michael White 2-0 up against Martin
48.
Senkarm. Of course, he won that thrilling match with Jamie O'Neill, 6-5 from 5-3 down previous round. Still battling to stay on the tour, so another big match for him.
Yeah, he just had a little smile to himself there, Ursenbacher, because they're all nicely placed, those reds, but I can't see one that goes, so
49.
he may have to play a little cannon. Is he on one?
54.
Body language says so.
55.
So now looking like a good chance. Going to need another red and a colour after the black. There's been 18 nations represented at the Crucible since the World Championship moved there in
62.
1977, but Switzerland would be a new one if you were to get there.
$63.
As David said, just the black needed. And this is a really good performance so far from Alexander Ursenbacher. Make sure of the black, nothing fancy.
Well, he had a few chances second frame, but he's made it right in this one
70.
with another frame winning break.
71.
He looked bang up for it right from shot one of the match. We've seen the nerves inhibit some players this week. They've gone into their shell. Not a bit of it in this match.
78.
These are two very attacking players. A quick player as well. Ursenbacher under 19 seconds a shot. Doesn't hang around when he's in like this.
$85. $86.
Very impressive, this, isn't it?
Certainly is, and
93.
a couple of balls from making his second century of the day. We're only in frame 3. Why did I say that? He's missed the red. What a shame, but 93 will do nicely. Terrific break. He's great to watch, isn't he? Maybe not if you're Gary Wilson right now, because Alexander Ursenbacher really up for this today, and he's back in front with another frame-winning contribution. First to 6, reaches the final round of qualifying. Ursenbacher leads Wilson by 2 frames to 1. Gary Wilson just waiting for Alexander Ursenbacher to return. It's 2-1 to Ursenbacher. Gary Wilson, 34 years of age, of course, from Wallsend in the northeast of England. And although he turned pro first in 2004, he struggled early on in his career, but last couple of years has really come good. And of course, that run to the semis at the Crucible got him national attention, international attention last year. And as I say, he has pressed on this season. He's 19 in the world. You can see over 100,000 in terms of earnings this season. 41 centuries now. He made 22 last season, so it just shows the rate of scoring has increased. Centuries don't tell the whole story, but it's a dramatic increase, isn't it? 22 to 41. It shows you that he's been hitting them well this season. He made those 4 in a row in the UK Championship, which was an incredible feat of scoring. That's the kind of game, though, he's trying to find at the moment, because all the scoring in this match is being done by his opponent. Ursenbacher's had breaks of 1-4-1 and a 93 that could have been a century had he not missed that red. So at the moment, Ursenbacher is definitely on top, but it's only 2-1s, only 1 frame in it, and there's 1 more to play before the interval. Just to say, Jackson Page actually has had a century in frame 3 against Scott Donaldson. That's live on Eurosport Player. Donaldson leading 2-1. Daniel Wells or Andrew Higginson will play the winner of this match. It's 2-0 to Wells. Mike Dunn's taken the first against Martin O'Donnell. Elliot Sless a century in the first against Ben Wollaston. Lou Hyacinth 2-0 up on Ed and Sharaff, just going 2-1.
Gary Wilson to break.
2-1 to Alexander Ursenbacher in what's been a terrific match so far. This is frame 4, the last before the interval. Remember, it's best of 11, but the next round, the final round, goes up to best of 19, so it'll be 2 sessions to qualify.
Always like it when it goes down to 2 sessions. You can afford to have a bad session and still win. Not recommended, mind, but...
But also, it's part of the World Championship, isn't it? How you spend your time between sessions, and it's the mental test. Of course, at the Crucible itself, it's sometimes an evening, you know, a night before you've got to think about whatever the position of the match, and that's almost as much of a test as the actual snooker. Don't want to keep bringing up Martin Gould's defeat from 11-5 up to Neil Robertson, but he actually came out with a very straightforward quote. He said, "I'd never been 11-5 up in the World Championship before." It was an overnight score. He had the whole night to think about it.
And I can tell you, you never stop thinking about it, whether you're in front or behind. How to get it out of your mind and relax. But some players do.
Well, there's that Scott Donaldson score, 2-1 to him against Jackson Page.
Oh, so close. It was a big risk because he knew it was possible to leave that red by the middle. I think he's covered that easy red, but there's still another one to the baulk corner and to this right corner pocket. Very close, that.
Wow.
Good shot. And again, that was a terrific shot, that, because he knew he was leaving reds on. Had he missed it, that had to go in. Well, it wasn't easy. Playing positive. Could have rolled into the pack. There's any number of things that he could have done, but he played the positive shot.
He had some good wins, of course, at the Crucible last year, but also to qualify. He started off against Sanderson Lamb, then he beat Dominic Dale with all his experience, beat him well, 10-3, and in the last round, Liang Wenbo, always tough, 10-6. So that was just to get to the Crucible. Then, of course, he had that longest ever frame there against Luke Brissell. They decided to beat Mark Selby, beat Ali Carter, and gave Judd Trump a good game. Lost 17-11 eventually. Seen him this season reach the semi-finals of the European Masters, quarter-finals of the International Championship, quarter-finals of the World Grand Prix, so he's been going deep in tournaments. And he actually won a group of the Championship League. That was the first event pre-lockdown. Shorter matches, but
22.
Shows some good form there as well.
Yeah, going the right way then, isn't he? And very attractive to watch as well.
23.
And that was a really good shot he played there. Played it with left-hand side to take the cue ball down towards the blue and baulk colours. And that guaranteed him to be on a colour. It made the pot harder, but it was a really good shot to play that.
28. 29.
Well, this is already an hour in. This is already a terrific match. And Gary Wilson with a chance to level up at the interval. He'd love to do it in one visit, of course.
Well, he looks up for it. He's under pressure. His opponent's playing
34.
well. But he's standing up to the pressure if he keeps this break going.
Yeah, because
35.
what he's got now, I think, is self-belief. He doesn't need to worry about anyone else. He believes in himself, and that, of course, is such a vital ingredient in any snooker player's armoury. Yeah, I say an hour. That's since we started. Actual playing time's only 50 minutes. So it's been quick stuff.
40. $41.
Now he could play a cannon to the red just below the pink. He doesn't have to. He could guarantee to be on red by not playing that shot. But he played it. And it's worked out.
48. 49.
Very impressive this from both players.
56. 57.
Yeah, it's great to see two players trying to win rather than trying not to lose. Wilson just looking to get over the line now. Just got to focus for a minute or so more.
63.
Needs
64.
another red after this black. And he should be safe. And now he can try and concentrate on making a century. Oh, but he's missed the black.
Gary Wilson, 64.
Now that was really unexpected, the way it was going. Anxious looks at the scoreboard there from Gary Wilson.
Well, Ursenbacher is going to need some blacks here, but he's got a chance at least. There's the difference, 64 with 67 on.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play for the black, but like you say, he's got to do, really. He's thinking of knocking the black towards that right corner, but that's risky. At this stage, I think it's worthwhile playing for the black, getting the black back on its spot.
Well, I think he was so sort of caught up in that thought process that he's actually taken his eye off the pot in the end. What's the right thing to do? First things first, pot the red.
So back to just the red needed for Gary Wilson.
One.
And this time it does go in. Relief, I would think.
Absolutely, on another day, you know, he loses that frame and has a pretty miserable interval, but barring snookers, it should be 2-2. And that makes sure, so he can forget about the missed black. Main thing is he's all square, and it sets it up for when they return after their 15-minute break. What promises to be a terrific second half. Ursenbacher's made the two big breaks, 141 and 93. Wilson won a scrappy second frame, made 64 here, of course, didn't win in the frame, but Ursenbacher unable to knock that red in to give him another chance.
14.
Gary Wilson, the last one on the bus down here, but thankfully didn't leave without him, because it's the only way to get here.
18.
Yeah, you can't call a taxi if you miss the
19.
bus.
Well, he looked like he might have missed the boat in this frame, but it's a reprieve, and as I say, he doesn't have to think about that black now because it wasn't significant.
It was an unexpected
24.
miss on the black. He was looking so good, and he still is looking good. You just don't see him missing.
25. Gary Wilson 25
So
on the
on
front.
another day, it could have been a different story after the missed black, but in fact Gary Wilson, helped by the 64 initially, has levelled the match. Terrific stuff. It's taken just 55 minutes to get to the interval. Sets it up nicely for the second half. 6th the target, and we're all square here in Sheffield. Gary Wilson